Hi everybody, I just wanted to do a video to tell you about my appointments that I had today. I spent the whole entire day basically at my doctor's office. I had a nutrition class that I have to go to that's required pre-op, and it was a 4-hour class. The first hour I met with the bariatric nurse for my doctor's group, and she basically went over everything that you can expect, what's going to happen from the time you get to the hospital, from going into the ambulatory staging area where they put in your IVs, and that they're going to have you on a hover mat on your bed that'll actually allow them to make it easy to move you from the bed to the operating table, how they strap down your legs and put your arms, and then they'll put you to sleep. Basically, when you come out of surgery and you're in the recovery room, they'll notify your family members what room your hospital room is going to be, and then they make sure you get woken up and everything okay, and basically take you to your room. After you get to your room, within 2 hours someone will come in and try and get you up and get you to start walking. She did say that they'll also have these things called a plexi pulse, I believe, that goes around your legs and your ankles that has a pulsing effect to keep your legs, the blood circulated in your legs, to try and prevent you from having clots. And that's also why they try to get you up moving as soon as possible. And she was really cool, very informative, and again went over all the risks, all the possible complications, just so you're really aware of everything that can happen. Even though it is a very small risk, there's a possibility. So after she did her thing, then the exercise physiologist came in for an hour, and he was really cool. And he basically just went over some of the exercises that he wants you to try and do post-op. As soon as you get to your room and you start taking down, they actually gave me this book. It's a notebook that has, I don't know if you can see that, it's a lovely picture of the gastric bypass surgery. But this notebook has all kinds of good information in it, from all the nutrition requirements to the exercises that they recommend, everything, kind of a checklist of things to have on hand for when you get home from the surgery, such as a thermometer so that you can check your temperature, hydrogen peroxide, Neosporin, 4x4 gauze pads, and paper tape to for your incisions care. Also, just normal things, make sure you've got lots of protein on hand, and that kind of stuff. The exercise physiologist, he came in, and they give you this chart that's in the book, so that as soon as you come out of surgery, you can instantly start charting your 1 to 2 ounces every 15 minutes of fluid intake that you have to take, and at the same time he wants you to chart any activity that you can do. Even if you get up and walk, great, but even if you aren't up to getting up and walking, he wants you to do some ankle lifts, basically just moving your ankles back and forth and moving them around and around, again just trying to keep that circulation going to prevent any blood clots. And he really doesn't want you to start trying to really exercise until your 1 month post-op appointment, but he did give a lot of useful tips for things you can do to just be more active in a mild manner, so to speak, up until your 1 month appointment. So again, he was really cool. Then the nutritionist came in, and she was awesome as well. I love everybody there at my doctor's practice, and she spent about 2 hours with us, and she went over everything. Some of the stuff I already know, and I'm sure most of you already know, trying to not drink 30 minutes before, and don't drink during or up to 30 minutes after you eat, when you get to the eating phase. And my doctor, he has different phases. The first phase, when you first come out, it's a 2-week, hold on just a second, hey you guys! Okay, apparently my kids are trying to kill each other, and I'm just going to continue to ignore them. So the first phase is a 2-week liquid diet, clear liquid diet post-op, and then stage 2, they put you on soft and pureed foods for I believe 2 weeks, and then the third stage you start incorporating more things. So anyway, she went over each of the phases and what's included in each, and went over, gave a list of the different types of proteins powders that they recommend and that they sell, as well as what she knows some of their patients have said that they've liked and tried, and how to obtain all those different types of proteins, where to get them from. The important thing that I thought she went over with us was the vitamins. Now, my doctor sells what's called a Perfect Pack vitamin pack, and it contains, and they're prepackaged, for each day. And for $42 plus tax, it gets you, or maybe $43, it gets you a 2-month supply of these. And what it contains daily are 2 multivitamins, an iron pill, 3 calcium chews, and a B12 sublingual that dissolves under your tongue that you need to take each day. Now, that's what he recommends, but I asked her, and she was nice enough to give me a list of all the vitamins that are in those multivitamins and the milligrams, of each, so that I can shop around and maybe try to find some elsewhere. I've heard bariatric eating has some that taste really good, and for me, this is the biggest thing I'm struggling with. The hair loss is a big one, but even more so I'm struggling with the vitamins because I suck at taking pills, and I know this is just something I just got to get over, and I'm just going to have to do it. So I figure if I can find them somewhere else that tastes good, that I can stand, then I'd be willing to pay more, just because that's my personal choice. This is something I have to do for the rest of my life, so I want to make it as tolerable as possible. And something that I know I'll stick with, because I have no choice. I'm going to have to do this. And she said that that was great too, that if I find some elsewhere and that they taste good to me, that she'd be glad to check them out and make sure that I'm getting in all the recommended amounts of everything that they suggest. So that went really well. Her and the physiologist both gave me their email addresses in case I have any additional questions or things I didn't think of there, that we could email them directly, and I thought that was pretty cool. And actually, I won't see her again until my 1-month post-op. And at that point, she'll be ready to go over more of the vitamins and my next phase, because then that's when I'll actually start incorporating, some more foods into my diet. But the first month, really, it's just liquids the first 2 weeks, and then just real soft, pureed foods, real basic stuff, cottage cheese, yogurt for 2 weeks. So. And for the first month after surgery, I'll have to take the Flintstones Complete Chewables twice a day. And then at my 1 month is when you actually start taking your regular bariatric vitamins from there on out for the rest of your life. So once that was over, then I had the dreaded Psych Eval, which, oh my gosh, it was just, okay, first of all, I know everybody's is different what you have to do, but this guy that I went to, he works through my surgeon's group. I had to take a 567 question test. Yes, 567 questions, true or false, where you have to fill in the little bubbles like those little tests you have to take in high school. I was about to go insane. By the time I got about halfway through, I said, if I'm not crazy, taking this test is going to make me crazy. And they asked the most retarded questions. It would go along and it would be like, do you ever hear voices in your head? No, false. Do you ever have an inkling or desire to start a fire? What the hell? No. Do you love your mother? Do you love your father? Yeah, of course. So you put true to those. I mean, it was just crazy, random questions that I didn't see in any way, shape, or form related to how my mind is equipped to handle me having gastric bypass surgery. Which, this was just a formality. I already have my date scheduled. Usually you have to have the Psych Eval and pass that before they'll even schedule surgery. I'm self-pay, and I'm getting the surgery regardless. My surgeon already said, he knows I'm of sound mind and I know exactly what I'm getting myself into, but he still made me do the psych consult, not so much to determine whether I was ready for surgery, but so I've got a relationship established with the psychiatrist in case I should need to talk to somebody about whatever emotional things I may go through after surgery. But anyway, I took the test, and then I actually met with the psychiatrist for like a little interview type thing, and he agreed. I mean, he was really cool, and he asked some basic questions, about my thoughts on things and my past, and I mean, he was just like, yeah, you're really ready for this. He said there's really no need for me to go on and keep asking you all these questions. He says it's obvious you know exactly what you're doing. You've got a great support system in place. You've done your research. You know everything that, the complications and the risks involved. So he said there wouldn't be a problem, that he would, you know, pretty much sign off on it. But I still had to finish taking the 567 question test. So anyway, I go next Tuesday for my pre-op appointment. That'll be my last appointment before my surgery. I'll meet with the surgeon and the exercise physiologist one more time before my actual surgery, which will be the following Monday, June 2nd. So I'm real excited about it, and I'll post another video after that pre-op appointment and let everybody know how it went. Take care.